Welcome once again to this awesome YouTube channel. In this very video, we're going to be looking at 6 things you need to consider before choosing a university of your choice. What should inspire your choice of university? We're going to outline 6 points. So if you have not subscribed, I want you to subscribe right now. Take your popcorn and let's get started. Number 1. So the first thing you actually need to check out or look out for is the course you want to study, the department you want to enter. Does the university offer such a course? So this is the first thing and the most important thing you have to check first. And how do you go about this? I'm going to make videos on how to navigate school websites, and when this is done, you're going to get an overview of how to do that. So course is the first thing you consider. You check the department that you want to offer. Number 2. Number 2 actually talks about ranking or the quality of the university. You know, you don't just enter university or apply for university because you just want to apply for it. We know that there are rankings, so you have to look. We know 2 or 3 universities can offer the same course, but there's something called quality, and that is what actually makes it possible for something called ranking. We have what we call university ranking. So this is what you check. I wouldn't want to mention names of universities here, but there are universities that are better than the other in terms of study life and curriculum and everything. So this is the second thing you have to look out for before applying for that very university. So here we have school fees, or what we call tuition fee. We understand that we all come from different financial backgrounds, and your financial background should really be a determinant, you understand, because you don't want to enter into a university where you get to and you can't afford the school fees. It's a no-no for me. So you really have to check the school fees, and in a couple of videos we're going to be making, we will interview so many students from different universities around for you to have an overview of what the fees look like. So tuition fee is one thing you look out for. So the next one we have here is security. You don't want to go to a university where there is no security. We understand the situation of the country. There are certain regions of the country where you get to, and there's insurgency, all forms of things. We hear of kidnapping, students being kidnapped and stuff like that. So you want to go to a university in a region where there is maximum security. So this is what you consider. You don't want to go to a place where when you go back to school, your parents will have to carry their heart. You don't want to do that. So this is a very important point or factor you need to consider as well. So this one talks about location. You may wonder why am I mentioning location? Yeah, some universities are located in rural communities, some in urban communities, some in semi-urban communities, semi-urban or urban areas rather. This is very important because you may have this intention of running some stuffs in school, maybe combining your school with work. And it's very difficult to get work in a rural community. So this is one of the things you check out for. Is it an urban area? Is it a place where you can get mini jobs to support your studies? Or is it a place where it's a village that you can't even do anything? So it's one thing you have to consider depending on your background and depending on your intention. So the last but not the least, is the university a member of ASU? That's one thing you have to consider. Really, it may sound very funny, but this is very important. Yeah, as at the time I'm making this video, there is strike right now. There's ASU strike right now, but some schools are already going to school. Some students are going to school. Some schools are running in this very period, while some students are sitting at home. So I have to put this last. For me, this should be the least thing to consider, but it's still very important. It's still a factor to consider, considering the fact that you enter into school the same year with your colleagues, and you're supposed to spend four years, and then in 4 years, your colleague has already graduated, but you're still in school in the 7th year. It doesn't really make sense, unless the country gets better, So I think this should also be a point to consider.